Hey, my name's Will Green. I'm the founding president of the International Massage Association, and later on the IMA Group, Inc., which manages the National Association of Massage Therapists, along with 80-some other associations. This is for you. I want you to grow a huge practice. Now, I want to give you some information that's going to change the way you think about your practice. Number one, over 50% of all primary care physician visits are for headaches. Over 50%. The majority of those are for tension headaches. So this whole little treatise I'm going to share with you is specifically for tension headaches. We're not going to address sinus or migraine headaches. We're going to do that at another time. So I want to teach you how to get rid of tension headaches. Very simply, very effectively. Now, if you notice, I have in front of me a table and a body cushion. Now, if you don't have a body cushion, I only have one question for you. Why not? You need to go to bodysupportsystems.com or bodycushions.com, and you need to get yourself one, because this makes your job 10 times easier, and it makes the client 10 times more comfortable. So I'm going to use this in our presentation. So if you don't have one, go get one. So I'm going to be talking about basically two muscles. The first one, Levator Scapulae. Now, what does the levator do? It connects at the top of the shoulder blade, and it connects to the top of the cervical vertebrae. And what it does, it lifts the shoulders. Elevator, levator, elevator. You won't forget that. This muscle has a lot to do with tension headaches. And the other muscle that is very involved is the trapezius. And it connects at the shoulder and to the cranium and down the spinal column all the way down to the top of the lumbar. Now, we're going to be talking about only these two muscles, because what I'm going to teach you, I've only got 9 minutes to teach you, and you have to get it because you're going to become a pro in fixing tension headaches. So we're going to talk about two muscles, right? The trapezius and the levator. Levator, his shoulder blade's right here. You can see my finger right on the edge of his shoulder blade. And the levator goes up to here and it connects at the cranium. Now, what does it do? Well, it lifts the shoulders. Well, if you lift your shoulders, and what's at the top of the muscle? The cranium, right? The skull. So if you lift your shoulders, what's happening to the top of the muscle? It's coming down, right? The bottom's going up, the top's coming down. If that's the case, then it's putting pressure on the top of the spinal column, isn't it? At the occiput. So 99.9% of the time, the levator is the muscle that gives you the tension headaches. Not always, but most of the time. Sometimes it's nutritional. We can't do a lot about that. So I want to teach you how to work that muscle. Secondly, we have the trapezius. The trapezius starts here, and it comes all the way up to here, and it comes all the way into here. And it's a whole layer of muscle on the outside of the back. It's the outermost muscle on the back. Now, when we get tense and we armor, we tighten that muscle up and we pull in. That's the armoring muscle. And any time that you get in a really tense situation, you tend to compress and pull in. Watch my shoulders. See them come in? See them go out? See them come in? That's the trapezius. But it also, when I do that, what else is it doing? It's pulling at the bottom and at the top. So it's pulling me tight. So if I can address the trapezius and the levators, I've pretty much fixed tension headaches, haven't I? Well, I find that 99% of the time it's just the levator. So I don't have to deal with the trapezius. But if I'm going to deal with the trapezius, I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm just going to use a whole hand stroke, and I'm going to go across it. And I'm using my body weight, and I'm going across the muscle. Now, I'm only going to do the right side of Mr. Hendricks on this tape, because I don't need to show you how to do both sides. If I show you how to do one side, you'll have it. So my whole hand, and it's almost like I have suction cups all over my hand, my finger pads and the palm of my hand. And I'm going across the body, and I'm just going all the way across the trapezius. All the way across. And I'm not going to start at the bottom and jump around. I'm going to do the whole muscle, because it just feels better. It feels complete and thorough. So I'm going across the trapezius. And then when I get up to the top, I come back. Now here's the levator right here. Now it goes this way, right? It comes this way right here. And I'm going to go across it back and forth with my finger pads. and I'm going to unravel it. And if I unravel it, it's going to let go. Because muscle fibers work like this. When they get stuck together, they're stuck. They should be going like this because they're connected here and here. So they should be independent, but they're stuck. So I want to unravel them. And anytime you feel a knot, it's because they're stuck together. When you unstick the fibers, the knots go away. How do you unravel a fiber? Well, I can do a pressure point. No, you can't. It doesn't unravel a fiber. It just affects the nervous system. I want to unravel the fibers. Now, I'm showing you working across the table. Now, most of the time I work from the head of the table, and I'm going to try that and see if we can get that on camera. But this is the levator muscle. And if you think about it, think about elevator. It elevates the shoulders. Levator, elevator. And I'm coming all the way up, and he's pretty tense. He's pretty tense. So I'm going to come around here with my thumb, and I'm going to come across it this way. Now, you notice my thumb's not doing any work. It's not, my little thumb muscles aren't working. What's doing the work? My whole arm, my big muscles. I'm coming back and forth across the levator. And I'm going to come all the way up to the skull. And when I get up here, I'm going to get my thumbs right under his cranium, and I'm going to bump, 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 bump. But most of it's right in here because this is where the heaviest part of the body of the muscle is. So you can see my thumb. Now, can you do it with your other thumb? Sure you can. You go both ways. Now, again, you don't want to be using the little muscles in your thumb. You want to be using the muscles in your arm because the bigger the muscle, the less it works. So now I'm working on the right side, and you can see it pretty well. And I'll switch. And this is tension headaches. Now, how complicated is this? Not very, is it? Could you do it? Absolutely. Why don't you start majoring in levators for a little while? If over half of primary physician care visits are for tension headaches, how much of a practice do you think you could have? I bet you could double or triple it pretty quick. You can always use your fingertips. And you can always come in from over here and use your fingertips. So there's lots of ways to work it, isn't there? And it's gnarly. So you get the drift? It's pretty simple, isn't it? And you could do this. Just keep working at it. Keep working at it. Keep working at it. Like I say, I've done 35,000 hours of massage. Why aren't my knuckles all pumped out? Because I'm always reaching out. I'm reaching out. I'm not jamming my knuckles. I'm not jamming my fingers. I don't feel any of this in my hand. I'm reaching out of my thumb as far as I can reach. And I'm taking my thumb as a tool and I'm rubbing it across the levator muscle. Pretty simple. Now, obviously, after I did the right side for a little while, I'm going to switch to the left side. But you see, this is how simple it is. Now, you know how you get really good at it? Well, I'm going to tell you, it's really complicated. Practice, 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 practice. So who do you know that's tense? Well, maybe your spouse is tense. Maybe your kids are tense. Maybe your mom and dad is tense. Fix the family. Fix the family first. Fix the family, and then you'll get to be a pro. And pretty soon, everybody that comes to you with a tension headache will be blown away because they won't have it anymore. You say, do you do the whole body? Absolutely not. When I'm doing a tension headache, my focus is right here. My focus for an hour. For an hour. You know, everybody that gets on my table the first few sessions, if they don't have a specific problem, all I do is I work on the spinal column. And I just do one stroke. And look at it. That's all I do for an hour, for the whole hour. Do I have people come back? Well, I got to tell you, I did 70 hours a week for 5 years, and I turned people away every day, all day long. You know why? Because they got a result. And if you can give them a result, they'll come back forever. They'll just keep coming back. So you've got to give them a result. So go after the tension headaches, master the levator, and double your practice. I guarantee it. As a matter of fact, if you don't double your practice, I'll give you your money back for watching this. Oh, you didn't pay for it. It was free. Thanks.